Stop eating me. If you are looking for a simple snooker practice routine that can start off easy but quickly progress for intermediate and advanced players, then look no further. The red triangles is a beautifully simple practice routine that starts off nice and easy but culminates in a challenging clearance. But really good players might find it even easy at the highest level. So stick around to the end and I'll tell you a little modifier to the rules that will make it a challenge even for you guys. Likewise, beginner players might find level 1 okay, but level 2 and above a little bit of a challenge, which is the same for me. But I will tell you a slight modifier to the rules which will make it even easier and more enjoyable as you continue your snooker learning journey. Anyway, that's enough preamble. Let's get stuck into the routine. Level 1 is 3 reds in a triangle. Set them up as you would in a normal snooker frame. What I mean by that is the first red should be just below the pink spot. Even put the pink ball on the spot just to make sure you get it right. The idea of this routine is as simple as it gets. Break the reds from the D and then try to clear them without missing. The key shot is actually the break. So let's take a look at some ways you might want to consider playing the break-off shot. The hit from behind is a good option here off the cushion, but try not to hit them too hard because it might push that first red down towards the balk end, which will make it really tricky. My personal favourite is just to slow roll into that first red, around half ball. As long as you don't hit it too hard, none of the reds should end up on a cushion and the cue ball shouldn't either, and you'd be very unlucky not to have a shot at a pocket. What you don't want to do though is slow roll into the first red full ball because this is what will happen. But let's go back to that second break-off shot and watch me clear them on I think it was my third attempt. Don't worry though if it takes you more than that, or even if it takes you more than one session. This 3 red routine is perfect for beginners. It teaches you simple pots or even slightly more difficult pots, as well as getting you starting to think about position. You'll be very unlucky if one or more reds were on the cushion or that they were blocking each other. Once you've cleared level 1, it's time to move on to level 2. And yes, you've guessed it, it's 6 reds in a similar triangle. Set them up the same as before. First red just below the pink. Use the pink as a guide if you need to, and then you're away. Break-wise, hitting them from behind off the cushion is still a good option, but try and hit them a little bit harder than you did on the 3 balls if you use the rear break, because you want that cue ball to push through the pack and not get stuck to them. My preferred break here, though, is to hit that second row of reds, either side, about half ball. Don't hit it too hard. Maybe put a little bit of side on it, the same side as you're hitting on the red. So if you're hitting the right red, put a bit of right hand side on it. If you're hitting left red, put a bit of left hand side on it. Not too hard. This should split the pack, leave that first red roughly where it is, and it should take the cue ball round the corner pocket, off 2 cushions and back out towards the middle of the table. And hopefully you'll be in one of those reds. The only problem here is though, chances are one might land on the black cushion. But that's okay though, because the idea of this routine is they're different every time. So it's good practice it's a puzzle solving exercise as well as a potting and positional exercise. So don't worry if one's on the cushion, leave it till last, or if you land on it, play it first. If like me, however, you were struggling to get position on the first red and were sick of racking them up after missing the first red, then why not try this slight rule modification, which will make it a little bit easier without making it too easy. It'll still be a challenging potting exercise with position involved. All you need to do is, if you're not happy with your position after the break, just move the cue ball. It's still going to be a challenge and it's still going to teach you a lot about potting and position. And then you can come back later once you've done it that way and keep trying off the break. This is how I ended up doing it, and let's take a look at my eventual clearance. On to level 3 then, and I bet you're not surprised to hear that this time it's 10 reds in a triangle. Set them up the same way and the same rules apply. Break them from the D and try and get position on the first red. But if you're struggling with that, move the cue ball. But this is where it starts getting tricky. And what will happen is you'll almost certainly end up with 1 red on the cushion, maybe even 2, and also maybe even a little bit of a bunch that you may have to develop at some point in your break. But that's good, because this is all stuff you will need to contend with as part of a big break in a real match. This is the level I'm currently at, so let's take a look at my best attempt so far. So the final boss level then, for those players who've made it past levels 1 to 3 and are looking for the ultimate challenge, I mean, not the ultimate challenge in snooker, but the ultimate challenge in this routine is the 15 reds, all 15 reds in a triangle, exactly as they're set up as a real frame. Break them off and then try and clear them without missing. I haven't got this far or even tried it, so I haven't got any footage to show you. But rest assured, when I do, I'll do another video which shows my best attempt and hopefully a clearance at level 4. So if you manage the boss level, then kudos to you. But if you want a little bit of a modifier that will make it a little bit more tricky, why not try clearing each level without using the same pocket twice in a row? This will make it a little bit more challenging. You won't be able to use simple screw shots, and you'll have to move the cue ball around the table a little bit more, which when you've got 15 reds on the table is a little bit tricky. So good luck with that. I think you'll need it. So let me know in the comments what level you get to, and if you use the easy rule modifier or the hard rule modifier. Please consider liking this video, because it really encourages YouTube to show my videos to a wider audience. Also, if you're new to Rope for a Cue, consider subscribing to the channel, including putting the bell on so you'll be notified whenever I post something new. There's a subscribe link at the end of the video, or you can visit my channel page at any time. In the meantime, if you want another practice routine which is great for beginners, why not check out this video. It's a great routine for beginners because it teaches you all the common angles off the blue spot, which is a very useful skill to have early on in your snooker. So good luck with that. I'll see you in the next video.